In the early 1970s, Grand Slam Club founder Bob Householder began keeping track of those who had taken all the trophy types recognized at the time by the Boone and Crockett Club. Bob himself was one of the first people to achieve that accomplishment. His foresight into this amazing lifetime achievement was the forerunner of what's today part of GSCO's family of slams as the Super Slam of North American Big Game. We'll be recognizing tonight's Super Slammers in numerical order. Join with us now as we honor these accomplished big game hunters. Please hold your applause until everyone's been introduced. As your name is called, please quickly make your way to the stage. James Haskell of New Jersey completed his Super Slam several years ago, back in 2010, with an Alaska brown bear and made him Super Slammer number 78. Along the way, Jim took a Roosevelt elk in California in 1995, a Nebraska bison in 2000, and a Sitka black-tailed deer on Kodiak Island, Alaska in 2002. Jim's second black-tailed deer, the Columbia, was taken in California in 2004 and will finish up with a Cyrus moose Jim took on a hunt in Colorado in 2006. Rick Warren of Texas began his Super Slam quest with a home state whitetail back in 1969 and completed it 49 years later with a Coos deer from Sonora, Mexico in February 2018 to become Super Slammer number 159. Rick does a tremendous amount of international hunting, but's not neglected the animals of North America. You saw his Cougar from British Columbia taken in 2010, Montana bison from 2014, and Rick's outstanding woodland caribou from Newfoundland taken in 2015. We'll finish up with a pair of trophies Rick took in 2017. They include his barren ground caribou from Alaska and his Columbia black-tailed deer he got with a muzzle loader. One of the earliest trophies we have on record for Super Slammer number 160, Paul Walleman of Florida, is his barren ground caribou from Alaska taken back in 1983. In 1985, Paul took a great Alaska Yukon moose, an American mountain goat, toward his eventual Super Slam. Moving closer to the present, Paul really got after the North American big game through the 90s and into the 2000s. You saw one of his mini mule deer, a buck from Mexico taken in 2014, his Roosevelt elk from Vancouver Island, British Columbia taken in 2016, and Paul reached the magical number 29 in April 2018 with a polar bear from Nunavut. Tonight we'd like to recognize Mike Broadwell of Washington for not only completing his Super Slam number 161, but also his Archery Super 25. Mike has taken us tremendous trophies for both rifle and archery methods, as you can see on the screen. Mike's Super Slam was completed back in October 2017 with a bison from Pink Mountain, British Columbia, and he completed his Archery Super 25 with a Canada moose in 2018. One of Mike's earliest trophies was his 1984 Columbia black-tailed deer from his home state of Washington. Mike's first mountain goat came in 2009 from Montana, and he arrowed a great Colorado mule deer in 2014. We'll finish up with Mike's second Alaska brown bear, a giant from Kodiak Island, Alaska, taken in 2017. It was a 30-year quest for South Dakota's Mark Farnham to complete his Super Slam. Mark hunted mountain caribou in the Yukon back in 1988, taking a great bull. In 2002, he traveled to Nevada and connected on a 7x7 Rocky Mountain elk. Fast forwarding to the last few remaining trophies Mark needed for the Super Slam, you saw his Columbia blacktail from Oregon and polar bear from Nunavut, both taken in 2016. An impressive Coos deer from Mexico taken in 2018 as his 28th species, and Mark became Super Slammer number 162 in July of 2018 by virtue of a Tui elk from California. Super Slam number 164 has been assigned to Susan Tui of Michigan. Susan completed her Super Slam in September 2018 with an Alaska Yukon moose. Susan's muskox came in April 2013 on a hunt in Nunavut. She added the Quebec Labrador caribou to her Super Slam list in 2015, and in 2016, a great woodland caribou from Newfoundland. Susan traveled back to the frozen north in 2017 for her polar bear, and later that year she took number 28 on the Super Slam list, a Tui elk from California. Mark Wayne of Texas recently documented all 29 animals on the Super Slam list at the same time to earn him Super Slam number 165. Mark actually completed his Super Slam milestone back in 2012 with a mountain caribou from the Yukon. His barren ground caribou from Alaska came in 1998, and Mark took a great Alberta mule deer in 2001. His Alaska brown bear is up next, and it came in 2004. Mark traveled to California in 2009 and connected on a big Tui elk. His Sitka blacktail from Alaska was taken in 2009. It was a mountain caribou from British Columbia taken in September 2018 that earned Randy Luth of Arizona Super Slam number 166. Over the past few years, we've recognized Randy here at the Slam Quest Convention for completing his Super 10, Super 25, and now his Super Slam. You've been seeing some of Randy's most recent trophies, and they include his Roosevelt elk from British Columbia taken in 2014, his Tui elk from California taken in 2015, and Randy's Shiras moose from Utah taken in 2017. Randy's last few animals toward the Super Slam include his polar bear from Nunavut and his barren ground caribou from Alaska, both of which were taken in 2018. Super Slam number 168 belongs to Robert E. Mays Jr. of Nevada. Like many hunters pursuing the Super Slam, Robert saved many of the more difficult hunts for last. In 2015, he took the woodland caribou in Newfoundland and Tui elk in California. The polar bear was up next for Robert, and it came from Nunavut in 2016. His Roosevelt elk from Oregon was next, and he took that bull in 2017. Later that same year, Robert traveled to Alaska and got his Alaska Yukon moose. Now only a Shiras moose stood between Robert and the Super Slam, and then October 2018, Robert took a Shiras bull in Utah to reach his Super Slam goal. Corey Smith of North Dakota holds Super Slam number 169 after taking a Sitka blacktail deer on Kodiak Island, Alaska in November 2018. Leading up to that buck, Corey really got after the last remaining trophies he needed for the Super Slam. You saw his Roosevelt elk from Vancouver Island, British Columbia, taken in 2017, and the next 4 trophies were all taken in 2017. They include Corey's Colorado bison, a great polar bear from Nunavut, an Alaska grizzly bear, and a barren ground caribou taken in the Yukon. He certainly did a lot of hunting in a short amount of time. Rusty Blyler of Pennsylvania took a Wyoming pronghorn in 1995 as one of his earliest documented trophies toward his eventual Super Slam number 170. Rusty hunted Alaska in 1998 for barren ground caribou. He went back to Alaska in 2005 for his doll ram as his first sheep toward the Grand Slam, and found himself back in Alaska once again in 2007 when he took the Alaska brown bear on Kodiak Island. Rusty took a musk ox in Nunavut in 2013 and reached Super Slam status for the Roosevelt elk from Oregon in November 2018. Super Slam number 171 belongs to Missouri's Don Thompson. Don completed his milestone with a Sitka blacktail deer just one day before his lifelong hunting partner Dennis Callous on the same hunt on Kodiak Island, Alaska in November 2018. Don has taken 28 of his 29 Super Slam animals with a bow and plans on hunting that final animal, a Dall sheep, in the near future. You've been seeing some of Don's archery trophies on the screen, and they include his mountain caribou from 2003, a big polar bear from 2006, his Columbia blacktail from California taken in 2012, and in 2014, Don arrowed a Quebec Labrador caribou. Don's 28th trophy was a fine Tui elk from California, taken in September 2018. We're pleased to recognize Dennis Callous of Missouri for achieving Super Slam number 172. One of Dennis's earliest trophies was his pronghorn from Wyoming, taken back in 1980. He hunted extensively throughout the 1990s and 2000s in pursuit of North American big game. You saw his bison taken in 2008 from British Columbia, and the Roosevelt elk from Washington he arrowed in 2011. Dennis connected on the Shiras moose from Utah in 2013, and the following year added a Quebec Labrador caribou. Dennis completed his Super Slam in November 2018 with a Sitka blacktail deer from Kodiak Island, Alaska. That completes Group 1. We now move along to a very small group of those who have completed an archery super slam. The super slam is a lifetime achievement in itself, but with bow and arrow, it sometimes takes longer, as almost always multiple hunts have to be repeated. So please hold your applause till everyone's been introduced. As your name is called, please quickly make your way to the stage. We'd like to invite Alan Ladd of Arkansas to the stage to receive his archery super slam. Alan holds super slam number 163 and archery super slam number 33 after he arrowed a stone sheep in August 2018. Backing up, we had Alan's polar bear taken in 2008 from Nunavut, a Coos deer from Mexico in 2009, and Alan's great Kansas whitetail taken in 2010. Another deer for Alan is his impressive Sitka blacktail from Alaska taken in 2011, and we just had to show you the Tui elk Alan arrowed in California back in 2013. Super Slam number 167 and Archery Super Slam number 34 belongs to bow hunter Joel Johnson of Michigan. Joel earned the title of Archery Super Slammer after arrowing a Shiras moose in Utah in October 2018. Reaching back into Joel's archives, you saw his American mountain goat taken in 1995, and in 2004 Joel took both a musk ox and polar bear just days apart in Nunavut. Joel traveled to Sonora, Mexico in 2008 to get his Coos deer, and in 2010 he went after pronghorn in Alberta and arrowed a fine buck there. We're pleased to recognize Frank Noska of Alaska for being the first bow hunter to take 2 archery super slams. Frank's original archery super slam number 13 was completed back in August 2008, and that also earned him number 68 on the overall super slam list. Frank's second archery super slam was completed with a Roosevelt elk in September 2018, and you saw that bull earlier on the screen. Frank took a second polar bear in 2016, and in 2017, he traveled to California for the Tui elk. Frank has registered numerous mule deer from Mexico and American mountain goats from his home state of Alaska over the years, and will finish up with his second cougar. This Montana cat was taken in 2018. That concludes all of our Super Slam awards for 2019. Once again, let's give them all a big round of applause.